Well, good morning. Okay, we're going to get started. I would like to introduce Emma Hunting for the invocation.
Please stand and remove your hats. Caps can stay on. Let us please have a moment of silence. Let us be thankful for coming this far. Let us be thankful for the love we have shared for each other. Let us be thankful for growing into strong and independent individuals we've become. Let us celebrate this special day surrounded by the ones most important to us. May we celebrate the happiness of the accomplishment of moving forward. Thank you. I would like to introduce Madison, Mathieu, and Montana Grenier-Patch.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I have the honor of introducing Kaitlin Phair to perform the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, sorry. For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Next up, I'd like to introduce the class president, Jillana Stevens, who will deliver the president's address.
All right, bear with me. Welcome to the class of 2020 graduation. I was told to keep this speech short, so I had to think of a subject. And there's just so many things to write about that it took me 7 different tries to actually find the right one. So this one's going to be coming from the heart and means a lot to me. This speech is a thank you to the class of 2020 class advisors. For those of you who may not know what a class advisor is, they are people who raise money for the class. They pretty much babysit us at all the fundraisers, and they just keep us organized, and they look over us throughout high school to make sure we come out with all of our limbs. We have 2 class advisors. The first one that I'll be talking about is Miss O'Donnell, but most of us call her O'Donnell because her maiden name is Lo. Mrs. O'Donnell is the class officer who is the most organized but also stresses over just about anything. She wanted us to succeed and make as much money as we possibly could. She was nice and caring and positive until she had her first child at the end of our sophomore year. After she had her first kid, she was still nice, but oh my goodness, she definitely was more honest with us. She was no longer afraid to tell us, you guys suck. You guys are failing. She still stresses over every little thing, and she's definitely one of the most organized teachers in Farmington. Mrs. O'Donnell was definitely the glue for our class. She made sure our fundraisers got done and were successful, that prom was booked. She also made sure that our yearbooks were amazing. She definitely kept the peace for us. To Mrs. O'Donnell, you're an amazing teacher and will forever have a place in the class of 2020 hearts. Our second class advisor is the one and only Brian Chagnon. He was definitely a comic relief for everyone and made us all laugh. I've known Mr. Chagnon for 7 years now, and I've never heard the same joke twice. Chagnon was always honest with us, unlike Mrs. O'Donnell, and would always let us know, you can do better. He pushes us because he knew that we hadn't reached our fullest potential yet. For the most part, he was positive, but there were times where he could be a real negative Nancy because we weren't doing our best. Chagnon expected a lot from us. Chagnon holds a special place in my life. For knowing a teacher for 7 years, you become connected to them. Chagnon and I shared many stories together. We would talk about movies. I would rant to him about just about anything, and he would always try to give me advice, even if he knew that I wasn't going to listen. To Mr. Chagnon, thank you for always knowing how to make us laugh and always pushing us to our fullest potential. Needless to say, the class of 2020 advisors have watched the class of 2020 grow from young adults to actual adults, which is actually very scary to say. As the class president, I would like to say that the class of 2020 feels honored to have had these teachers by our side watching us grow. Ms. O'Donnell and Mr. Chagnon, we have cherished the time that we have spent with you. It is not going to be the same this fall when we head off to college without you two looking over us, pushing us to be our best, making sure we're organized, and caring for us like we're your own. Thank you for everything you've done for us. For the last 4 years, we will miss you greatly. Now I would like to introduce Emma Hunting.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations. I always knew we would make it to this day. We worked hard, played hard, and we've been through a lot. We've accomplished so much, but before we talk about our achievements, let's take a look at what we've been through. We lost a third of our grade to Middleton when we were in 8th grade. We've had 3 schedules in our 4 years of high school. We've had 8 different principals in our 13 years of school. We've lost friends and teachers, and we can never forget COVID-19, which eliminated half of our senior year. We've lost our last spring fling, senior lock-in, skip day, softball, baseball, athletic banquets, concerts, robotics, voc, pulling into our spot in the senior lot, walking through the middle and elementary schools in our caps and gowns, sitting next to our classmates, and saying goodbye. Wow, that was a long list. Can you believe that we've gone through all that and more? It's a wonder that we're even standing here today. Or is it? To quote my hero, Walt Disney, all the adversity I've had in my life, all the troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. Close quote. Isn't that so true for us? Let's take what we've gone through and analyze it under a microscope. With all the principals we've had, all the teachers we've lost, and the many school schedules we've had, we know what dedication and resilience is. How many of us had to take extra classes to make up for what we couldn't take? How many of us took an ELO and found a new passion? Despite having 3 schedules and many of our teachers, our top 17 students have 4.0 GPAs, and our top 6 have GPAs over 100%. Even with the added obstacles, we came out on top. Little did we know that we've been working, not just in our high school career, but our whole lives to be successful. With everything our class has been through, from playing on the playground in kindergarten to cramming for tests in high school, we've become closer as a grade. We became so close that as freshmen, we beat out the senior class at Winter Carnival and did it again 3 more times. That hasn't happened in 32 years. Our class is a class that doesn't settle. We don't just build from what is broken, we improve it. As freshmen, we earned more money than other classes did all 4 years combined. If we didn't work hard as freshmen and continue to work, then when all the fundraisers were canceled from COVID, we'd be stressing about how we would be able to pay for graduation, senior banquet, class gift, our reunion, and all the little things in between. Instead, we are able to pay for everyone's caps and gowns, graduation, senior banquet, and more. We've started traditions at Farmington High School. We decorate, provide for, and host the now annual homecoming dance. With this year's challenges, we brought back the old tradition of decorating parking spots, with hopes of it continuing next year. We have set the bar high for the underclassmen, and we don't intend on letting it drop. When COVID-19 ruined our plans for senior year, we worked hard to preserve it. We pranked the outside of the school, got to say goodbye to our teachers in a parade. We still got last chapel, and of course graduation. If we take a minute to look in our rearview mirrors to that moment Middleton decided to leave, yeah, we lost friends, the school budget was cut, classes were cut, and teams shrunk, but if Middleton didn't leave, our graduating class would be too big for us to have a graduation today. With the geographical limits of our field and the physical limits of COVID, we would be having a virtual graduation like all the other schools out there. Thanks to this pandemic, the class of 2020 will never be forgotten at Farmington High School. We are the class who rebuilt and the class who improved. We already made our mark on Farmington High School. Now, thanks to the world, we are memorialized. We are ingrained in the memory of every student, teacher, politician, parent, and every member of this small town. We are not weak because of what's been beating us down. We are stronger. Every time we thought our coal would turn to dust, we became harder. And today, walking off this field, we are diamonds. We've been preparing our whole lives for what comes next, and there will be hard things, but we're ready for it. Look at who's around you. These are the people you grew up with, and you will continue to grow together, just not next to each other. Even though this family of students will be going their separate ways, never forget who you are. From the deepest part of my heart, I truly love you all. Whether you know it or not, you are my second family, and it breaks my heart that I won't be able to sit next to you, see you in the hall, eat lunch with you, or jump up and down with you at Winter Carnival next year. Please remember who you are and where you come from. Remember these hard times and realize that even when the world thought it was beating us down, even when it seemed that all was lost, we came out on top because all we do and continue to do is win. Thank you. At this time, it is my honor to introduce this year's valedictorian, Kyle Rhines, to deliver his valedictorian address.
Good morning. Am I too loud? I don't really talk into the microphones. But anyway, before we get started today, I'd just like to say there was no graduation rehearsal this year, so if I fumble my words like our football team every other play, I'm sorry.
Closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry. I was too close.
Not too close, but you got
Right.
yeah.
On behalf of our senior class, I'd like to thank the ones who got us here today. To the administration for making tough calls despite the outroar against them. Thank you. To our office ladies, Ms. Moody, Ms. Hagar, and Ms. Jensen for holding the place together day after day. Thank you. To our custodians who gave us a clean environment to learn. Thank you. To the teachers who gave everything they had to provide an education, even when we were forced online by COVID-19. Not only that, but taking the time to make personal connections with our class, and for some of us, those connections will last a lifetime. Thank you. And finally, to the parents and guardians in the audience and at home today, for caring for our efforts in and outside of school to make sure that we succeed. Thank you. Today, I stand before you as valedictorian. When I heard I was receiving this award back in early June, naturally, I was excited. I was relieved that my hard work in high school was being recognized by my friends and family, and random people were happy for me and seeing me in market basket and everything. And here lies, it wasn't the title that I was really interested in. It shows the hard work and everything, but the title of valedictorian doesn't really mean anything to me. It is important and it's a great honor, but it doesn't solve any of the problems I had. I just didn't feel anything, to be honest. It was an empty feeling. Reflecting on why I felt this, like I said, it doesn't change my life. Sure, I was top of the class, but the title itself is not life-changing. I didn't grow as a person because of this title, but in my senior year, I do believe that I grew up the most. This growth wasn't from pushing myself to death with academics and worrying about grades for every damn day. It was more simple than that, and something that everyone can do today. I grew because of new personal relationships that I formed while strengthening my older ones. I learned that relationships shouldn't be undervalued or replaced with a personal goal. In saying this, I know that the thought of valedictorian is like, oh, it's in the air, it doesn't really matter, but at the end of the day, it doesn't. Because our relationships today matter. And like I said, tomorrow, like, I'm not going to be valedictorian anymore. I'll just be another kid going off to college, like the, 60 kids we have here today. But the personal relationships that I have will make that difference. Relationships are where we get to influence people's lives and change them. In a sense, without relationships, our life is meaningless. How we impact people is done in many different ways, such as where we choose to go to college, the job we strive for, or who we choose to marry. Through all these new relationships are being formed. With these new relationships and the old ones, that's how we move forward. That's how we go into the future. Your first relationship, despite everyone else, has to be with yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love others. The saying is true, and you can't move on without liking your own decisions and making your own person. You have to have something to show for yourself, your own foundation to build on, per se. Once you pour the cement for your foundation, that's when you take the next step and extend out to others. When you do this, the relationship provides the means for you to build up. Not only does it allow you to personally progress, but the other person ends up helping you at the end of the day, as they help you with various situations and thoughts and concerns. The flip side of the coin is also true, that no matter what, with relationships, we're all going to help each other. Sorry. I'm sharing this with you today because a lesson learned is a lesson to be shared. I didn't really learn this until my junior and senior year, because freshman and sophomore year I was very concerned about grades, worrying with if I was going to get an A on a quiz or whatever it may be. But I will always try to work hard and do my best, and I hope all of you will do that too. But you can't put your relationships aside. You have to keep with those. Because my relationships with my friends and family, they gave me the courage to go out to Wisconsin. They gave me the bolt, they kicked in my ass, per se, to just keep going and keep striving to go forward. So I would like to thank my father and my best friends who are in the audience for doing that for me. For my fellow graduates and for everyone in the audience today, like I have said many times over, don't put your relationships aside and always strive to either make new ones or even reach into the past for your other relationships and reconnect, because it's never too late to mend something broken. In conclusion, this is one of the many lessons I've learned here at Farmington, good or bad. Once again, thank you to all the teachers at Farmington for taking the time to teach, and not only that, like I said, make personal connections and our general well-being, because here at Farmington, yeah, it's a small school, and we have all complained about it being a small school, limited opportunities, but you can't say in every other big school that every teacher knows every other student, because no matter where you walk in this building, you have a teacher right around the corner to help you, and that's not always the same at the big schools. But lastly, I'd like to thank the parents for always supporting us and making sure we got our diplomas today. And just know that when we receive our diplomas, we all did that together. Thank you. Finally, I would like to introduce Brian Chagnon for our very nice speaking address, whatever he's doing. I don't know.
4 schedule changes in 5 years, over a dozen principals, several dozen school board members, countless math teachers, and yet you survived. Suffice to say, those in charge knew you could rise up to the challenge, but they underestimated the strength of the class of 2020. After all you do is win.
Amen, brother.
That moniker is hypocritical of you now that you graduated. Be prepared to lose. A lot. The next 4 to 6 years will be the most difficult of your life. You'll never work so hard for so little money, sleep so little, yet be so awake so long. Statistically, most of us are losers. In baseball, you can only hit the ball safely 3 out of 10 times and still be an all-star. Every day we fail at something. Chances are you will too. It is getting up, dusting yourself off, and fighting. That is the measurement of a human. Remove your head from the sand, put down the Kool-Aid, and ask why. If you don't understand, if you don't feel comfortable, ask. You will never know anything or everything. Plato once said, human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Someday we might realize that none of us are born as finished products. All of us grow and learn, becoming something different than our previous selves. Repentance and forgiveness is a powerful healing tool that has been rejected by the powers that be. Ironically, those who judge can only pray their past isn't revealed. Taking a thirsty selfie, a controversial post, and a likable video is not what life is about. You will not earn respect from your fellow human by the number of likes on your social media. Give out, give back. That is where you can leave your mark. Despite how impoverished you feel or the limit of your provisions, you can always give back. Waste not, whatnot. Donate clothes, food, time, skills, anything you can. Do it with the utmost humble approach. Do it with Facebook Live shut off. Do it with humility and do it with pride. Let us dedicate ourselves to what the Greeks wrote so many years ago: to tame the savages of man and make gentle the life of this world. As a movie buff, I'm always refreshing to read anecdotes of conversations of filmmakers. One of my favorites is when Ellen Burstyn met Martin Scorsese before he directed her in her Academy-winning performance, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. She said, "I liked your film Mean Streets very much, but this is a film I want told from a woman's point of view. I can't tell by looking at your film if you know anything about women." Scorsese offered her the perfect, humble response. He told her, "I'd like to learn." Yes, this is about millionaire movie makers, but perhaps it also can be about us. It happens all the time to us regular people. While Kyle Rhines was a sophomore, I had him in photography class. A project was assigned to do on Friday. Come Tuesday, Kyle flags me down. He's like, "Shaq, check this out." I walk over to notice he is not doing the assignment. He's working on something completely different. I said, "Kyle, this has nothing to do with what I asked." He goes, "Oh yeah, I already did that." And then shows me the picture. "But I did this one too, and I think it's better." It was. I smiled and said, "Kyle, someday you're going to realize you're smarter than half the teachers in this building. And when you do, just keep it to yourself." He smiled back and said, "I already am." True story. I don't have a monopoly on the truth or knowledge. Making me older does not make me smarter. The color of my skin, the sound of my voice does not determine who I am, nor should it you. Now that you're entering another whistle stop on this very long train ride, listen and talk to everyone you meet. Do not separate yourself from people who look different, speak different than you. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Perhaps one day you will be at work or at school and you will meet a Kyle Rhines. It has been said the best things in life come from helping someone else. So many people have helped you come here today. Some are here, some are far away, and some are in heaven. All of us have had special ones who love this into being. Would you take, along with me, 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are, those that cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life? I'll watch the time. Think of how proud they must be to know that you were thinking of them. And we are lucky, we are very lucky, to do something that makes us saying goodbye so hard. I would like to thank the class of 2020 for dedicating your yearbook to me, for voting for me to speak today along with the best co-advisor anyone could ask for, Mrs. O'Donnell. And a special thanks to the cast of the student movies. Mike Wolforth, he's not here anymore. But I will miss your jokes, most of them inappropriate. Sam Ovid, I will miss your stories, most of them not true. Tom Lupo, your generosity. And lastly, to someone who I both yelled at the most and defended the most, Jillana Stevens. I will miss our heart-to-hearts, our screaming matches, and I hope if I can raise my girls to be honorable women like the person you have become, I'll be a very happy father. Now, I could easily have found video clips of these folks from Valley View or Mrs. Thorpe's class or some other random event, but that would be too easy. As educators, we're in a unique situation. We know the last day of work is. We know we're going to say goodbye to these students. We know at some point these students who we worked with, helped, and guided are going to walk away. When I think of this, I think of a poem that comes to mind, a poem that speaks metaphorically of what it's like to be an educator. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for allowing me to be your educator, your class advisor, your movie director, for some, a friend. And now, I would like to read you this poem. It's called Bo. It's the name of the dog. He never came to me when I would call, unless I had a tennis ball, or he felt like it. But mostly, he didn't come at all. When he was young, he never listened or learned to heel, or sit, or stay. He did things his way. Discipline was not his bag, but when you were with him, things sure didn't drag. He'd dig up a rose bush just to spite me. When I grabbed him, he'd turn and bite me. He bit lots of folks from day to day. A delivery boy was his favorite prey. The gas man wouldn't read our meter. He said we owned a real man-eater. He set the house on fire, but story's long, and suffice to say, he survived and the house survived as well. And on evening walks, and Gloria took him, he would always be first out the door. The old one and I would bring up the rear because our bones were sore. He would charge up the street with Mom hanging on. What a beautiful pair they were. And if it was still light and the tourists were out, they created a bit of a stir. But every once in a while, he would stop in his tracks and with a frown on his face, look around. It was just to make sure the old one was there and would follow him when he was bound. We're early to bedders at our house. I guess I'm the first to retire. And as I leave the room, he'd look at me and get up from his place by the fire. He knew the tennis balls were upstairs, and I'd give one for a while. He'd push it on their bed and with his nose, and I'd fish it out with a smile. And before long, he'd tire of the ball and be asleep in the corner in no time at all. And there were nights when I'd feel him climb upon our bed and lie between us, and I'd pat his head. And there were nights when I'd feel his stare, and I'd wake up and he'd be sitting there, and I'd reach out my hand and stroke his hair. And sometimes I feel him sigh, and I think I know the reason why. He would wake up at night and he would have this fear of the dark, of life, of lots of things, and he'd be glad to know that I was near. And now he's dead. And there were nights when I think I feel him climb upon our bed and lie between us, and I pat his head. And there were nights when I think I feel that stare, and I reach out my hand to stroke his hair, but he's not there. Oh, how I wish it wasn't so. I'll always love a dog named Bo. Thank you. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the Dean of Students and our Athletic Director, Mr. Larkham, for the presentation of the diplomas. Thanks.
Good morning and welcome again. So as stated, I am going to do the presentation of the diplomas. So here we go. This is the moment. All right. Kyle, Aiden, Baron, Rhines. Connor Joseph Zawacki.
Stand at the mark so she can take your picture. Look at me.
Yeah,
Look
turn
at-
first, man.
look.
1, 2, thank you.
Emma Lynn Hunting.
Stand right there at the mark so she can take a picture.
Stand right there. Ready? 1, 2. And show it first. Thank you, ma'am.
Jillana Lee Stevens.
Stand right on the mark.
Here.
Okay, right?
Thank you.
Kaitlin Louise Phair.
Stand right there so she can take a picture.
Ready, Taylor? 1, 2.
Taylor Lee Kennedy.
Stand right on the mark, Taylor.
Ready, Taylor? 1, 2. Turn a little right. There you go. 1, 2.
Sydney J. Durant.
Stand right on the mark.
Okay, ready, set. 1, 2. Thank you.
Joshua Taylor Smee.
Stand right on the mark. On the mark?
Yep, right there. All right, ready, set. 1, 2. Thank you.
Ariana Nicole Zapala. Ida Maynard. Malachi Ezekiel Little.
Ready, Malachi? There you go. 1, 2, beautiful. Thank you.
Madison May Mathieu.
Go ahead and stand right there on that line.
Ready? 1, 2, thank you.
Jean-Luc Dennis Peters. In Montana, love Grenier-Patch.
You have a seatbelt?
What a delay on a day, huh? Stand up. Stand up.
Gotta get your good photo. Sure, careful.
Alright, I don't know where I'm going. So.
Alright, we're gonna move you back. So
We're just gonna roll you down.
Just make sure I don't go down.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna.
Oh, we're good.
Dropping you looks bad.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It's bad for the program.
Stand up on the little white thing there. There we go.
Put your foot out. So you're ready.
You can do a picture over there too.
John, look, pick your foot up.
Mr. Larkham, thank you. Is that yours?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I know, it's a joke.
Okay. Keegan McGee Adams.
Stand right there on that mat.
All right, you ready, Keegan? 1, 2, thank you.
Trent Aaron Angers.
Stand right on that card. So she can do it.
All right.
Perfect.
Ready? 1, 2,
Samantha Ray Abbott.
Lemon on it. Stand right on that card.
All right, you ready, Sammy? 1, 2.
Brian Stephen Badger.
Stand right on that card.
What card?
Right there. All right, we're going to try it 2 ways. Ready? 1. All right, and then about 1, 2. Thank you, sir.
Marcus George Burko.
You're milking it a little bit, huh?
Yep.
Then stand on the card, Marcus.
He's a natural. He modeled for us a lot. You ready?
There you
1, 2.
Haley Marie Black.
Stand right on that card. So she can get
Hang right there, good. Ready? 1, 2.
Kiana Rose Brown.
Ready, kiddo? 1, 2. Thank you, man.
Just remember, please stay in your box. You will have the pictures available after the event for all to have, okay? Next up, Samantha Alexis Cardinal.
Ready? 1, 2. Thank you.
Zachary Abraham Chapman.
Ready, kiddo? There you go. 1, 2.
Skylar Page Ocaris. Jessica Ashley Ann Sear.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, thank you.
Riley Druin Davis.
Is it right here?
That's yours. Yeah, right on the red line. Ready? 1, 2, great, thank you.
Andrew Taylor Garnett.
Ready, Andy? 1, 2,
Monica Nicole Healy. Noah Leslie Leary.
Beautiful.
okay, right on that box for a sec. There we go. 1, 2, thank you.
Thanks.
Hannah
Where am I going?
Gabrielle Lassard. Vanessa Lynn Libby.
Vanessa, stop right here, Jack. Taking pictures. Right on the little white square. There we go. Ready? 1, 2, thank you.
Thomas Richard Lupo.
Right here, Tom. Thank you, sir. Ready? 1, 2,
Ayana Elise Major.
walk up onto the white after you grab your pen. There you go. Thank you, ma'am. Ready? 1, 2, thank you.
Crystal Rose Mete.
It'd be nice if you said my last name right.
Maddie.
It's Maddie, not
Keeping you on your toes, making sure you're awake. Ready? 1, 2, thank you, ma'am.
Crystal Rose Maddie. Michael James McCullough Jr.
Stand right there on that. Okay, ready, bud? 1, 2, thank you.
Naomi Rose McGrail.
Yep, right now. 1, 2, thank you.
Robert Matthew O'Brien.
Robbie, you can take it off for the picture though. There's your diploma and look at.
Yeah, we've got ours on, so you can turn around for.
Over here! Hello!
There you go. You ready, hon?
One more set of pictures, Robbie.
Alexandria Marie Panic.
Still got it.
Right on the
Yeah, there you
square.
go, right on the white. There you go. 1, 2, thank you.
Serenity Hope Perkins. Stephen Michael Petroni.
Right on the white box, please, Stephen. Thank you, sir. Turn and look at me, please. 1, 2. Thank you.
Jane Amelia Cooper.
Stand on the white box. Nice on. Ready? 1, 2. Thank you.
Danielle Marie Ramsey.
There you go. Yep, just stand on that box. Thank you. Ready? 1, 2. Thank you.
Julie Reed Rayton. Okay, right on the white box, please, kid. Ready? 1, 2. Wait, your hair's in your face. There we go. 1, 2. Beautiful. Zachary Michael Russell.
Right on the white box, please, Zach. Wait. Thank you, sir. 1, 2.
Jaden Sari Sandler.
Okay, stand right on the box, please, Jaden. There you go. Ready? 1, 2. Good job.
Justin Robert Smith.
Hard part's done.
Yes, it is. Gotta get down the stairs on it.
The easy part, just stand on the white box, please, Justin. Ready? 1, 2. Thank you.
Kevin Roger Spread.
Alright, right on the white box, please, Kev. There you go, yep. Thank you, sir. 1, 2. Thank you.
Heather Kaitlin Schmidt.
box as well?
If you want to.
Okay.
Sure. 2 for 1. Okay, stand on the box, please. Thank you much. Ready? 1, 2, thank you.
Mason Page Thurston.
Right on the box, please, Mason.
Thank you, Mason.
Thank you. Ready? 1, 2, thank you.
Trevor Owen Tripp.
Today, Trevor.
Happy birthday, Trevor.
Today is your birthday.
What is the odds?
Happy birthday, Trevor.
Happy birthday.
All right, right on the white box, please, Trev. Here we go. 1, 2, thank you.
There it is. Joshua David Withers.
Careful.
Very excited. 1, 2. Right on the white box, Josh. Your selfie?
Yep.
All right. Come on! Here we go. 1, 2, thank you.
Rachel Withers.
Right on the box, Rach. Thank you, ma'am. 1, 2, thank you.
Okay, one more round for the graduating class of 2020. I now would like to call up the Superintendent of Schools, Ruth Ellen Bond. Thank you.
Among our graduates, we have several who've received trophies. They've already received the awards, but now they have the hardware at their seats. I'm going to call your name and ask you to please stand. Valedictorian-Kyle Rhines. Salutatorian, Connor Zawacki. Faculty Award, Rachel Withers. Most Improved Senior, Kiana Brown. Honors for all 16 quarters, Emma Hunting, James Pepper, Joshua Smee, Ariana Zakala, Taylor Kennedy, Kyle Rhines, Sydney Terrance, and Connor Zawacki. And the Dave Moser Sportsmanship Award, Samantha Abbott. Congratulations. You may be seated. Also, each senior has at your seat a flag that was flown in your honor over the State House in Concord. This is presented with the compliments of your state representatives Joe Petrie, and James Morgan. You also have in your packet decrees from the governor and from Senator James Gray. I'm going to read those decrees for the audience. From Senator James Gray, congratulations on your graduation. I was delighted to hear the news and extend my hearty best wishes. This is a remarkable feat. You have successfully completed 12 years of academic work. You have reached this important goal by working hard and persevering. I know you will exploit your admirable work ethic into your future endeavors and have great success. Once again, congratulations on your achievement. And from Governor Chris Sununu, dear graduate, it is my pleasure to extend my sincere congratulations on your graduation from Farmington High School. Although the end of your high school career looks different than you imagined, graduation is an important milestone and one to celebrate. Years of hard work and dedication have paid off, and you should be proud of all your wonderful achievements. You have successfully navigated the challenges presented to you, and though it may not have been easy, you persevered. As you take all that you have learned over the years and pursue new opportunities, know that you have a bright future ahead. I hope you will reflect upon memories made with friends and classmates and look forward to creating new ones. Again, congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck as you enter the next chapter of your life. Best wishes. Would Jillana Stevens please come forward? It's okay. Stand and face the seniors, please. By the authority granted to me by the Farmington School Board and the New Hampshire Department of Education, I confer the diplomas graduated to the class of 2020 and offer our sincerest congratulations. You may move your tassel. You're good.